Hey everybody, Chris Pulver here, and welcome back to another installment of Keep It Seriously Simple, my video series where I'm helping traders be more consistently profitable. Doesn't matter what asset class, stocks, options, futures, forex, cryptocurrencies, whatever I can do to help traders trade more profitably. Today's video is going to be all about optimizing your robots. So I'm going to talk specifically about Forex trading because I want to share some software with everybody that I use for my back testing and optimize my robots, and it also saves me a ton of time. Because if you have never tested a robot before, you will soon discover that not only do you have a robot, but you also have to verify that all of the logic and inputs are working properly. And then, for the confidence to deploy in the live market, it is best to also backtest this and see how it survived a bunch of different market conditions. I would say that with my Forex trading, I like to go back as far as possible within reason. I mean, I've been trading since 2008. Do I need to test every robot and see how it survived the last 13, 14 years? No. But I would say going back to the last 2 or 3 years with tick data is going to give me a really good idea of how this robot can perform. So I have some software I'm going to talk about today. It is called Portfolio Backtester, and it's also called Portfolio Architect. So my good friends at tradingindicators.com have hooked me up with this nice little software. If you're interested in what I'm talking about today, I have a promo code for you. So stay until the end, watch the rest of this video, and I can hook you up with a nice little discount on this Portfolio Backtester and Architect so you too can help optimize your robot and save yourself a ton of time. I will say this, when I tested robots in the past, it would sometimes take me an entire week of verifying, testing, literally testing one currency pair at a time in Forex and getting results, posting them in a spreadsheet, do it again. Take the results, put it in a spreadsheet, do it again. And I'm talking about, let's say there's 28 majors and crosses, and let's say that I have 3 or 4 different strategies. I'm literally running hundreds and hundreds of tests. And so the software I have, I can set all these tests up ahead of time, let my computer run, let them all compile and finish the results, and then organize it in a nice, awesome PDF that helps me look at the robot and see, man, maybe I only have to trade this robot 1 day a week. Maybe I can trade this robot 5 days a week. Maybe I should trade this robot on only, 10 currency pairs instead of 28. All right, so let me go ahead and start with the website. I'll move myself out of the way here. And the website is tradingindicators.com. And if you go into their products page, this is what I'm talking about right here. So I have this portfolio tester, okay? I also have the portfolio architect. Now you can use this here for MetaTrader 4 and MetaTrader 5, and it is awesome for testing your EAs and saving a ton of time. All right, so like I said, stay to the end, I'll give you a little promo code, and you can get both of these licenses and save some big money. What I'd like to do now is actually show you what this looks like. So here is my portfolio backtester at work, and I just ran these tests, and this is one particular robot that I have. It's called the Perfect Storm, and I ran this on 28 currency pairs. I used tick data from 2019 to 2020 to 2021 present. So this is about 2.5 years of live market tick data, all right? And I went in and traded all 28 currency pairs with various presets. Now, all I had to do was set this up right here. And I just find that I have my MetaTrader folder here. I will copy all these into a spreadsheet in addition to a PDF that is Portfolio Architect. And then I just have to find my preset. So you can see right here that I select my expert advisor, and then I select my preset. So for this particular robot, what I have this one set up to do is activate a trailing stop loss when the system is positive 100 total pips. So this system does take multiple entries. It will take add-on trades, and when it's a collective total of 100 pips, it starts to activate a trailing stop loss. And that stop loss will lock me in for guaranteed profits up to 50 pips if it's right away, or if it can trail, a lot of these trailing stop losses will activate, and I can close out for a group trade that is worth 115, 120, 130 net pips. So it's fantastic in that sense. Also, I have it set to a specific dollar amount. So as you've seen in other videos I've done on YouTube, when I trade robots, I tend to trade my robots fairly small. And the reason why is because if my robot ever gets in trouble, I want to make sure that I can assist it and help it get out of that trouble. And so for this particular robot, I have it going after those 100 total pips with a trailing stop loss so I can let the profits run, but I'm also going after a get me the heck out of this trade at $50. Now, it should easily, for smaller trades, like if I'm talking about micro lots like 0.01, 0.02, 0.03, these smaller trade sizes, it can easily add up to $50. And it's running both of them at the same time. So if it makes $50 for this particular preset, it closes for profit. If it's up 100 total pips, it starts to activate a trailing stop loss. So essentially, I have both types of logic running to make sure that I'm trapping profits either in pips or in dollar amounts. All right. So that being said, it doesn't take a lot of losses. It does work itself through positions. I love it. And as you can see, I have this, EA, I have the robot preset, and I'm running it through Portfolio Backtester, and I'm running this on all of my majors and crosses. So I have 28 currency pairs right here, and I'm running this on the 1 hour chart and the 4 hour chart. So once I have my expert advisor selected, I have my preset, and I can have multiple presets, and I can have all these different currency pairs, and I can run it on multiple time frames. And once I click Run Test, this software runs all of the tests for me without me having to come back and restart it, take the data, put it into a spreadsheet, do it all by hand. This is what I'm talking about. This saves me a ton of time. And when it's all done, check this out. When it's all done, I can go into this little guy. These are the results of all the tests, and this robot on a $5,000 starting account ended up making, so this is 2019 to 20 to 2021, so about 2.5 years. This took a $5,000 account and turned it into around $42,000. So this is your portfolio profit at 37 plus. So if I take my portfolio profit, which is $37,000, 37,847.88 plus the $5,000 starting balance, my account balance after 2.5 years is $42,847. The profit factor is 2.39, which I love because that means my reward is bigger than my risk. The drawdown is 20%. Okay. Now 20% drawdown, that might be like, oh, that's a little steep. Right. That's over the course of 2.5 years. And the actual annualized gains, I'll show you this in the Portfolio Architect. The annualized gains are over 160%. So for a 20% drawdown, 160 annualized gains, that's pretty outstanding as far as reward to risk and the robot with a high win percentage. So if you want to see more to optimize this, this is where the Portfolio Architect comes in. So this is the backtester, saves me a ton of time. This is the architect. And now I have the summary of those 2.5 years of tick data. So I can go in, this is all of my trades right here. So this is every currency pair, all 28. My total profit is $37,000, $37,847. Profit factor overall is 1.74. The drawdown is 18.12. Again, that to me, as I compare the returns, average monthly return is 7.84%. Average yearly return is 160.88. So I would take that type of return, understanding that, you know what, look, I traded a long time. I know that if I'm trying to make 20% a year, I'm probably going to have to take 20 to 30% worth of risk, right? So there is a drawdown element to everything that I do trading. Now, obviously, I'm trying to keep the drawdown as low as possible, which in this case it is, okay? And then my overall return is incredible. It's way higher, right? Even average monthly return. I love this fact that, again, whether I'm long or short, whatever currency pair I'm trading, I'm averaging about 8% a month. That's amazing, all right? Now, I can also take it even further than that. This is the month. Let me go ahead and move myself out of the way here. So this is the overall balance. So $5,000 up to the 42,000 plus capital. That's the overall equity after 2.5 years. It did have, over the course of those 2.5 years, February was overall a losing month, and so was May, and so was November. But you can also see that, okay, we have 3 losing months. Now, that doesn't mean that, I just shouldn't trade at those months. It just means that overall, I don't have a system, and I don't think anybody's ever going to have a system that is always going to win, right? This system will take losses, and it takes losses gracefully, but overall the logic is activate that trailing stop loss when I'm up some pips and make me $50. And if that's built up positions over a course of maybe 3, 4, 5 trades, so be it. I get out with $50, walk away profitable. I get out with 100 plus pips, walk away profitable. So it works itself through trades when needed, right? And the reason I trade it small, and I emphasize this again, if you trade the robot small, you can also help the robot if it needs it. Because over the course of the last 3 years, I have traded this robot live for 3 years. And of those 3 years, I have been in some drawdown for probably about 3 months in the last 3 years. Now, those 3 months, I had to step in manually and help the robot a little bit. All those ended up working out into break even or better, and I didn't take any losses, and I ended up getting some nice profits as a result. So, do I want to over optimize this? Do I need to change things? Not necessarily, but what I think is interesting is you have the overall months of what's profitable, what's not. I can go into weekdays. Now, there's not really an answer here, but for one example of another robot, if I want to do like a day trading strategy, this type of information would tell me maybe I can see over the last several years what days of the week have been the most profitable. And over the course of thousands and thousands of trades, maybe I only have to trade 1 or 2 days a week to show that that particular strategy is the most profitable or has the best chance of being profitable. But for this particular robot, Monday through Friday, it still generated profit. So I don't need to, limit the robot exposure. I don't need to turn it on or off at certain days a week. But I thought it was interesting. Although we did have 3 losing months over 2.5 years, that's not too bad. But every single day is possible to make profit. And what hour of the day? It's just, I'm curious, noon. For some reason, these kind of turning points when we go from London session to US session, something around noon when the London session closes and you have that kind of all US session for the afternoon, we tend to see some profits, like really high profits getting taken at the time, which means that the logic is allowing, profits to be made and protected and probably trailing stops or activating and things like that to close out for profit. Same thing in the afternoon. This looks like around 4 p.m. Eastern time. Not exactly sure why. Maybe some, counter trend moves throughout the day or some big moves in the afternoon when nobody's watching right before a rollover. But, that's what's interesting about the Forex market when it's 24 hours a day. If I wanted to separate, do I make more money long or short? This is pretty interesting just on this robot. Do I make more money being long or being short? Now, it doesn't mean that I make, no money being short. It doesn't mean that I would only turn this robot on to buy only. But to me, it's like, that's a pretty substantial difference. Overall, my short profits, $14,260, compared to my long profits, $23,587. Now, look, $14,000 over 2.5 years is not nothing. So for me to say I'm just going to buy only, well, I'm still going to miss out on those profits. But you can see that it is, significantly higher if you were just focused on buying. If this was a stock, I would say, yeah, we'd only buy. We wouldn't be short anything. But because this is Forex, you can easily buy and sell, and the markets, over 20 plus years of history and structure and support resistance, the market is great for selling high, buying low, and Forex is absolutely a trader's market. So let me do one thing really quickly. I had this set up earlier. I'm going to go ahead and take this and drill down one step further, and I will be right back. Okay, so what I did is I actually pulled some of my top currencies, and what I mean by that is for this particular robot, I know the logic inside now. I know exactly what I want this robot to do. And so what I did is I pulled the same currency pairs that I've been trading live for the last 3 years, and I want to see how this particular robot performs. So obviously I make less money, right? I'm taking, this in this particular instance, I'm doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Looks like 10 currency pairs. So that's generally what I've traded on this robot for the last 3 years live. It's 8 to 10 currency pairs pretty much all year round. I make less money, but I did increase the profit factor. I kept the drawdown about the same. If I look at the overall return, okay, so if you remember, my average yearly return on 28 currency pairs was 160% annualized. Okay, my average monthly return was about 7.84. Take down, less currency pairs. I'm trading 18 less currency pairs, so there's far less exposure, all right? Same trade size, very small, and I'm averaging about 4.57% monthly, and I'm averaging about 61% per year. So it's still an incredibly well-performing robot, and the profit factor is increased, okay? The exposure, the trade size, the margin allocation is way less because I'm trading less currencies. And check this out, this distribution section, this is where you look at the metrics of how can I be profitable? I mean, I say this a lot. You either have to win more than you lose with a win percentage, or you have to win bigger than you lose with a dollar amount. And it just so happens that you can see here my largest winning trade was $430. So this is total versus my largest losing trade was $146. So if I take my largest winner at $430 divided by 146, okay, we're looking at about a 3-to-1. So let me do the exact numbers here. 430.82 divided by 146.66. I'm looking at 2.93. So that's great. My winners are far bigger than my losers, right? My average winning trade, my average losing trade, I still have a slight edge to my average winners, which is awesome, right? And I'm fine with that. So I win bigger than I lose. and I win more frequently. Look at the overall win percentage. Okay, profitable trades, 65% overall. So if I have a high win percentage and I have a decent profit factor, chances are mathematically this robot's going to make some pretty solid money. Now, if you take a look at this chart on the left-hand side, move myself out of the way here. Okay, this is a $5,000 balance that over 2.5 years, I just took down less currency so I could trade it the way that I've been trading it. And you can see here that over 2.5 years, $5,000 account turns into $18,000 plus. So it's not the same as $40,000, but it is less margin, less trouble, slightly higher profit factor. And I think if anybody out there is interested in testing robots, trading robots, using robots, you need some software like this. So, as I said, if you stick around to the end, I've got a little special promo for you. If you go to tradingindicators.com right here and you purchase the MT4 or MT5 portfolio backtester and or you purchase the portfolio architect, if you type in a promo code KISS, that will help you save some money on the lifetime license. So it's a one-time thing. You buy the license, you have the software forever. I love it. I have been using it now for years. I've known Daniel and his team for the last decade. They do incredible work. They have a ton of indicators as well, so you can check out those indicators. I'll include links in the description of this video. But again, for what I'm showing you today, so this awesome little display right here is a PDF format. You can save this as a spreadsheet or PDF. This is Portfolio Architect. You can take all of those compiled tests and put them into this PDF, and it's easy to look at your strategies, see where all the information is, look at the overall. This would be the same as if you were tracking something on MyFX book and you go to those metrics. You know, do you win bigger than you lose? You win more than you lose? What's my Sharpe ratio? What's my Z factor? What's my profit factor? All these things, it's all right here inside this PDF. And if you're looking at the actual software to backtest, that is the backtester, okay, the portfolio backtester, and it's really simple. You find your MetaTrader 4 folder, and you pick your expert advisor. You can run multiple presets. I've had tests before where I run this thing and I'm doing like 250 tests. And before, I would have to run one test at a time manually, extract that information, put it into a spreadsheet, track this one by one currency pair at a time. And if I want to test 5 different strategies, it literally takes me weeks to do this. With this, I can let my computer run for a couple of days nonstop, and it cranks out hundreds of tests for me, and it's all easily organized at a glance. So I love it. It has saved me a ton of time. It makes me way more efficient on optimizing my robots, building new robots, and also giving myself the confidence to trade these robots in the live markets. Because at the end of the day, that's what this is all about, is finding systems and strategies that you want to trade, that you trust to trade in the live markets. And this is definitely one of them. So if you're interested in getting the portfolio backtester or the portfolio architect, or even interested in learning more in my Flex trading room or any of my robots, just leave me a comment for this video. Remember, if you go to tradingindicators.com and you grab the license here or any of the public indicators that they have on the website, if you grab those indicators and you use the promo code KISS, you can save some bucks. Okay, so that's going to do it for today's Keep It Seriously Simple installment. This is about optimizing your robots, and I want to show you the software, Portfolio Backtester and Portfolio Architect. All right, so thanks for watching. If you do me one favor, really quickly, 1 second, click that thumbs up button, click that like button, and if you have not already, subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell, all the good stuff on YouTube, because the YouTube algorithm loves it when this video is liked and shared and comments. All that helps the algorithm for me to get this video out to people looking to trade, because that's my goal. Free education, teach people how to trade and be more consistently profitable. Okay? Keep it seriously simple. Happy trading. Lots of profits. It's Chris Pulver. Talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye.